Hey everyone, this is Tom from Chaseki Tea, and today I'm broadcasting live from Singapore. Well, as promised in my last video, today's topic is all about the Japanese tea and the history of the tea in Japan. If you want to learn more about the history of tea in Japan, you need to know where tea is actually, or how tea found its way to Japan. Tea is originated in areas of Southeast Asia, especially northern parts of Thailand, southern parts of China, um, Nepal, India, and Myanmar. And over the time, the tea cultivation has moved up north. And throughout the 9th century, Japanese Zen monks went to China to study in the monasteries, and there they got introduced to tea. The Zen monks went back to Japan. They took their seeds with them, and they planted their seeds in their monasteries in Japan. And over the years, the Japanese tea culture has developed. Matcha, as you know it nowadays, has its origin in China. In China, they used many different types of tea preparations to transport their tea easily. And one of them, and the most popular by the time, was to grind the tea into a fine powder and infuse it with hot water. That way it was much easier to transport the tea. And the Chinese called this beverage mocha. So as you can hear, it's very familiar or similar to the word matcha. That's why most Japanese and most Chinese understand the word matcha and mocha. So, and throughout the years, the tea history developed in Japan. They introduced the tea ceremony, and it became what we know nowadays. For the Japanese tea ceremony, it's actually very special, and the tea ceremony itself, the traditional way, lasts over 4.5 hours. In the beginning of the tea ceremony, you have a lot of food, and then you have several steps throughout the tea ceremony to drink the matcha. Usually, in the tea ceremony in Japan, they prepare koicha, which is the thick matcha. So you take a high amount of matcha, a small amount of water, and you make it to a fine paste. Add a little bit more water so it's actually drinkable, but the consistency of koicha is very thick. It's almost paint-like. It's very intense, and you can only use premium high-quality teas or high-quality matcha for this beverage. If you take a lower quality of matcha that is non-ceremonial grade and not the top grades, the koicha will be very, very bitter, and it's not a real pleasure to enjoy. Throughout the tea ceremony, you drink out of the chasen, which is not the chasen, the chashaku, which is the matcha bowl. And when you get the matcha bowl handed over, usually the front sides, the beautiful part of the matcha bowl, is facing towards you. That's what the Japanese believe. It's like a face, and the most beautiful part is headed over to you. So if this would be the most beautiful part of the matcha bowl, I don't want to put my lips right on the most beautiful part of the matcha bowl. It's almost comparable, like you go on a date for the first time, you see a beautiful woman or a good-looking man, and usually you don't want to go for the lips on the first kiss. Usually it's more on the cheek or something like that. So you don't just go all in, right? So that's the same thing with the matcha bowl, and that's why the tea ceremony, so they prepare. The most beautiful part in the preparation is facing towards the maiko, or the person who's preparing the tea. They whisk it up, then they hold the tea, matcha bowl, and they turn it 2 times by 90 degrees. So the most beautiful part is facing towards them. Once I've received the matcha bowl, I turn the matcha bowl again 2 times by 90 degrees to have the back part of the matcha bowl, which I will drink off. Well, that's just a very easy explanation of the tea ceremony and the tradition of it. I hope this was helpful. This video is supposed to be a short overview on the tea history in Japan. I hope that you got some infos out of it. I will write more in a blog on our website. I will post this blog later on this upcoming week by Thursday at around noon Thailand time, so in 4 days from now. That will be all from now. I have to go back to our seminar and stay committed to my obligation that I have over there. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have questions, please send them in the comment box below. In case you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Click the like button and click the subscribe button and the bell notifications, so you always get the information once we upload the video. Please also follow us on our Facebook and Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video next Sunday, and I'll see you then. Thank you. Bye bye.